Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Are You My Cousin? And I am back for another Facebook Live. I want to welcome you, and as you join me, if you don't mind just giving me a thumbs up or a little comment to say hello, where you're from, to let me know that you guys can hear everything okay. I know last week I had some technical issues. I think I've gotten all that resolved by now. But that would be a real help for me if you guys just give me a thumbs up or something to let me know that everything is in working order and that you can hear me. So again, welcome. We are going to be talking about free records for your genealogy research. And specifically today, we're going to talk about the free record index over at ancestry.com. Because this time of year with all the shopping, well, yes, it does get a little expensive. And so if you're like me, you like to save your genealogy dollars. So there you have it. But before we get to that, I just want to encourage you, if you have questions as we go, feel free to drop a comment in the comments below. I'll be happy to monitor those and answer those questions as they come up. If you are watching this on a replay, go ahead and leave a comment below if you have something you'd like to ask or add. If you are watching the replay on YouTube, I do put these on YouTube. Any links that I mention, I will put in the description below. So anything that I link to or I talk about a link, if you're on YouTube, I will have those links in the description below. If you are watching the replay here on a Facebook, on the Facebook page, they'll be in the comments below. Hey, Kelly, so good to see you. Kelly, can you hear everything okay? I know last week I had some sound issues. Just want to make sure everything's good. Again, welcome as you're coming in, guys, and I'm happy to have you here. It's December. It is a busy time of the year, so I do appreciate you guys stopping by for a little research time. Okay, so obviously next week is Christmas week. We will not have Facebook Live next week. I'm going to be pretty much taking that week off, probably like most of you guys, and just enjoying spending time with the family. So, oh, great. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it. Wendy says she has a subscription. Oh, but that I'll show you something you didn't know about. Wendy, this is really fun because as I said, I have a subscription to Ancestry.com. You guys know that. And I learned about stuff I did not know about, and I was thrilled and excited. I've had a lot of fun just kind of clicking around and playing, and I'll show you that. Hey, Tina, so glad you could join us. All right. So what is it when I talk about those free records over at ancestry.com? So most of the databases, I think Find My Past has some, MyHeritage, they have free records that are always free and that you can access for your genealogy. Usually it's fairly limited in your research scope, but they have that there for a couple of reasons. One, to help the researchers, but also to let you have kind of a try them out type thing so that you can access some of the records, see how things work, and see if it's actually something that you would want to buy a subscription to. And I think it works well. What I found out was I didn't know that these were there. I knew a couple of the records that were always free, but the variety on Ancestries was huge, and I was really pretty surprised. So I did write a post about that, and you guys are welcome to hop over to the website later after we're done, and you can see the original post that I wrote, and I have some screenshots and other tips there as well. In fact, I'm going to drop it into I think I can drop it into the comments section while I'm just sitting here talking. Yes, so here is all right, let me grab that post link real quick, and I will drop that in the comments so you guys can have that right away. Here we go. Okay, so that should be popping up. And I'm going to grab a little sip of something to drink here real quick, guys. Hang on. It is wintertime, and I did a long run last night, and so I'm awfully dry this morning. So, okay, so there's the link you can check out afterwards to see the full post. But what I found when it came to looking at Ancestry.com, they talk a lot about, it's called the free index collection. But I don't want you to get really hung up on the word index. And the reason is because it's a lot there are a lot of indexes over there that have full record sets. So you can get a lot of information from the index itself, or even sometimes access the actual records. So just because the name of that whole kind of umbrella type thing is free index collection, don't discount it because of that word index. Sometimes I think I have done that in the past and I've missed some things. And so I've learned not to discount that. But if I see something I'm interested in, I'm going to go ahead and click through it. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to go over to the free index collection and show you what that looks like and a couple tips that I found when I was there. So give me just a second to switch out my thing here. Let's see here. Have I got that there? Oh, and there we go. Okay. So now you can see my screen. So this is the free index collections page over at Ancestry.com. And it looks pretty, kind of blank up top. Now you can search it up here with names and, for specific ancestors. It is absolutely searchable that way. But what I wanted to show you a couple of things was if you scroll down that page, these are the included collections. So this is a listing of all of the collections that are in this free index collection you can see. And this goes on and on and on. Goes like way down here. It's all alphabetical. So, but if you go back up to the top, I just wanted to show you. So some will say free index and some will say a free record. This is the 1880 census right here that is free out there at Ancestry, and it has been free. And that is actually a full record set. I think most of us have seen that kind of thing. But I also wanted to point out that this is not just US based. This is I think from their world collection, because it is not just US records. I do like to point that out because since I am basically a US researcher, I know I have folks from other places. So, but they have everything from census records. They have the 1940 census. I didn't know that was free on Ancestry. So that's good to know. You can pass that tip along to some of your other research buddies. There are papers. They have private papers. So this is an Abraham Lincoln's papers. They have other papers I've seen clergyman papers in here, rabbi papers, consulate papers. So, and private papers can hold a lot of really great genealogical gems for you to search for your ancestors if it's the appropriate time. This is a very eclectic type of collection. So there's a ton of different stuff in here that it's hard to categorize. I think what Ancestry was doing was really trying to show you the variety of stuff that they have, and I think they did a good job of that. I like this one, but so this one is convict records from 1886 to 1952 in Alabama. And so if I click on that, that takes me over to their records. The interesting thing here, when you come to this page, and guys, this is a tip for whatever records you research, okay? Whether it is on Ancestry, whether it's on Find My Past, My Heritage, Family Search, there are a couple things I would recommend that you do. Number one is look at the source information. This tells you where the record, where Ancestry or where that database got the records, where they're stored. And so that can be helpful if you need to pull an original document or want to get a copy of the original if you're not seeing it on the database. That tells you where to go. So if it's a true index and you're just seeing names but not a full record, that would tell you where to go to get or who to contact to get that original. But almost more importantly, really, is to read the about the record section. So this tells you all about this particular record collection here on Ancestry. It tells you what you can find, what it includes, so that when you read this, make sure you know what the record's going to include, because maybe you're looking for something in a record, but that record never even recorded. So maybe you were looking for, I don't know, maybe you were looking for a death date type thing in this particular record, but maybe that wouldn't be here. Or actually, here's a better example. Maybe you're looking for a birth date, right? Okay, so you might find an age here. So, okay, you could do some math and figure out the age, but there's no actual date here. So if you're looking for a specific date, or if you're looking for parent information, by reading through this, you're going to realize they didn't collect that for this record. So maybe this record's not really what you want to look for. So that's one thing I wanted you guys to see. Another good record I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can, oops. There's this Beaver County, Pennsylvania tax records. Now that's just kind of out there. I mean, it's tax records. And I'm like, yes, tax records, because you guys know I love a good tax record, right? So this is that index collection, but let me show you something here. If I can just go into the general thing. And let's see okay. So this is an actual, obviously it's, the record's very faded, but this is a full record, guys. This is not just an index. This is actually a full record. So you can see here's like it's like a Samuel or Sam Butler out of Beaver County. This is the 1840 tax list out of Beaver County, Pennsylvania. It's getting a little easier to read as they go along. So this is a really important record that I would never have thought to look for. So it's a very eclectic group of records over on those free collections. I was really excited to kind of start scrolling through it just to see what's out there, and honestly to get my creative juices flowing so that when I need to get outside of the box, when I need to research outside the box, then I could actually do that and get some new ideas for that kind of thing. So let me go back to that main list again, guys. Okay. Oh, I'm almost there, I promise. All right. And one more. There we go. So I would absolutely encourage you to just head over there and scroll through this record set. One of the things, if you are researching, I did notice a lot, if you have Jewish ancestors that you're researching, particularly around the Second World War, and even earlier, you will find a lot of those records are free here. There's quite a few of those, and that was actually quite helpful to me to really be able to look in that. I've been kind of dabbling over the last year in researching my in-laws side of the family, which is a Jewish family, immigrant family, and I'm just trying to get a feel for what records are there and where to go with my records. So as you can see, that there's a lot of Eastern European type of records that will show up in this. Again, this is alphabetical. Here's an interesting one out of England, the Criminal Lunatic Asylum Registers. So that would be an interesting record if that would be a possibility. Recognize if you are using these free records, it is such an eclectic group of records. It is so broad because Ancestry is trying to give you a flavor of what's going on. I almost will call this kind of long shot. I'm going to come back so you guys can see me and I can see the comments here. Let me get back. Okay, so this is kind of what I call long shot records, in the sense that it's your ancestor may or may not be in there, depending on which one you're looking for and what records that they have. But if we don't check those long shot records, then we don't know. We're not being completely, we haven't gone full on with that brick wall strategy. Because really, when you're hitting that brick wall, it is those really obscure records. It could be the private papers that are the key to finding the next clue for your ancestor. Hang on one second. Let me check these. So D has a real roadblock. Yes, I think we all do. The free records index, great. Let me hang on. I'm going to drop that. Let me drop that link into the thing for you guys. And guys, just for full disclosure, I am an affiliate for Ancestry.com, but they don't, everything is my own opinions and everything like that. So it's you can read my privacy and disclosure policy on the website. But all my opinions and all my thoughts are really my own on that. So, but I did want you guys to know that. So yes, I just dropped in the link to that free index because I'll be honest, guys, it is a little hard to find. I thought I had to do a little bit of searching to find that. So feel free to do that. Hey, Pat. Oh, glad you made it. Glad you made it from Tennessee. So yes, so that's the kind of thing I like to do with those kind of free index. And again, I found myself, even though I have a subscription to Ancestry, I find myself going into the free ones to really see what's going on and what's there. I was really quite intrigued by the fact that they had things like the Abraham Lincoln Papers. Now, my ancestors would not be in that. It's the wrong part of the country, wrong part of just the times. But they had other things, other private papers that are listed in there. And private papers can be such a unique perspective because you never quite know what you could find. And sometimes it just takes sitting down and reading them. Now, as you guys know, when it comes to researching a record, when you don't find your ancestor in that record, that's okay, because not finding them somewhere doesn't always mean they weren't there. You want to make sure that record is a full set, but it also can tell you just as much information as if you do find your ancestor in a record. And when you're looking for those little long shot records, every little piece counts. It is never wasted research if you are researching in those free collections. Maybe you find county records or state records that you think your ancestor might be in, or the community, but you don't see your ancestor. It's okay, guys. Still make note of those records that you've checked. You're still getting that sense of the community. You're getting the sense of social history that is going on. And as you know, social history is a favorite subject of mine, but it's going to help you understand the community. Is going to help you understand the times. And sometimes it's that understanding that in retrospect, when you go back and look at old research, you are able to start piecing the puzzle together a little bit more. Okay, guys, so that's actually kind of a short one. I really just wanted to show you that and get you over into that free index collection screen so you could see what was there. Absolutely, I encourage you to check those out over the holidays if it's a quiet time, and just kind of peruse the records. I like to do that, whether it's the free records, whether it's if you have a subscription, maybe go into a certain location and just start reading and seeing what records they have. I think I'm just always amazed at what is out there that that's available to us that maybe we're not looking for because we simply don't know to ask. So, how do you know what you don't know? I think is the expression. So that's a really helpful way to see what's out there, but also kind of get your creative juices flowing as to other things that your ancestor might have been involved in, or other record sets that may have been created. So there you have it, guys. As I said, next week we will not have a Facebook Live because obviously it's Christmas week and I'm going to be celebrating with my family. I hope you guys are too. I can tell you this, guys, because I'm just so excited that so this weekend we're doing the my family. My grandmother's side of the family has always gotten together for a Christmas lunch. We always meet the Sunday before Christmas, and this is the 70th year, 70th year that the family has gotten together. So we're super excited. It's a ton of cousins, and I can't wait to go and see that. So what a cool way to go. And I would encourage you guys to soak up time with the family. If you're getting together, I would encourage you to, gather that oral history, talk about stories of relatives past. This is a great time of year to get those oral histories, guys. And it doesn't have to be anything formal. It can just be, what you're chatting about over cake and coffee. It doesn't have to be so formal. It can be talking about the stories behind your Christmas tree, the stories behind the ornaments on the Christmas tree, if there are any heirloom ornaments and how they came to be, and that kind of thing. So it doesn't always have to be gathering oral history to move that research forward. It frequently will, but it's also that way of making those connections and building those relationships with your family. As you build the relationships, not only are you getting closer to your relatives, but you start to get stories start to open up. People start to understand you're not some crazy person trying to figure out all this stuff, but they really do want to share and will join you on your journey to find more family history, or just sometimes it's those passing comments about where people are that you realize, what do you mean Aunt so-and-so moved to Oregon? I had no idea we had relatives in Oregon, that kind of thing. That's happened to me quite a bit, actually, with my things. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Pat. Merry Christmas to you guys. And again, thank you, Jill. Yes, you guys go and make memories with your family. And when you have those quiet moments, jump over onto Ancestry and check out their free collections. Also, you can go to Found My Past and My Heritage, and you just, in their search bar, look for free collections as well. And of course, Family Search always has records for free. So you might want to take a gander at what they've got going on over there. All of these databases are constantly updating things, so it's always good to check periodically what's going on. All right, guys, have a great rest of the day. Happy ancestor hunting. Merry Christmas. And I will, you can still hop on the website. I've still got things scheduled out. So things will be appearing and updates. You'll still get the emails next week because I actually went ahead and scheduled them out so that you guys, if you're doing research next week, if it's a quiet time for you, you'll have that information for yourself. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.